Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode after, months of Tavern Tales. It is me,
Been so
the wonderful
long.
Neff. Yes, and joining me is the fabulous Striker. You know him, you love him as Drogos. How are you? How
You're
has it
strong.
been? It's been a long time since we've been on Tavern Tales together.
Oh, it's been a long time, but I'm so excited to be back.
Yeah, it's great to come back to the campaign. Cause we kind of left last time. We left at it was a good moment of summer. We left at the funeral of Clavicus, and then we kind of picked up into these last two sessions now. So it's kind of a good picking up point.
Yeah, we went right from the bittersweet moment to shenanigans, really.
Yeah, death in a hell house. But before we get too into these, I just want to remind people that we are still sponsored by the wonderful Impassable Creations. I have my nice little dice bag from the get-go. It's always in arm's reach. This is where I play D&D all the time, is right here on my desk. So it's always in arm's reach. I have beautiful dice. I have a lot. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
Beautiful dice in my. It feels like I'm just fingering a whole. I think
mine's so fuzzy. I love it.
Yeah, yours is amazing. I love my bag. My bag's very simple. I like it. It's very minimalistic. So, but yeah, please check them out. Go to impassablecreations.com. Use the discount code GOATSMILK at checkout. You get 10% off your order. And by getting yourself a dice bag, not only do you support a wonderful creator, but you also support us, and that's just a win-win, I think, for everybody. But yeah, please check them out. We thankful so much. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into what happened these past episode, which was basically hell inside of Severin's childhood home. Yeah, I mean, basically it's been held, planned and not planned all together. So yeah, the journey to there wasn't that problematic. Like, getting there was super easy. We just traveled for 4 days. And then the group just kind of just thought about what was going to happen.
Before we get into all the craziness with Severin, though, we have to talk about that one thing. That's that Clavicus Kyle.
Oh yeah,
may or may not be dead.
You're right, because you're right because see, so much has happened, guys. I'm sorry. Because after we left the funeral, and then the night of the funeral, Carter had a dream that Clavicus Kyle visited him, but he was different, and he was talking weird and all angry and everything, and this thing about he's gonna come see him soon. And then you guys, he woke you guys up, and y'all found loot just in your room, just like free.
Yeah, we had this random gifts, which were awesome. I am very appreciative for my awesome shield. But you got a gift as well. I mean, you might have the best gift of all of us.
Lennox got a very awesome burlap sack, which was what was carrying all the loot. So they took the loot and they gave Lennox a bag. Well, Lennox was like, wow, a present. Amazing. And he's like, I'm happy, I got it back. So many things he could put in there. But then he woke everybody up. Early that morning, 6 a.m. in the game, everyone trekked out to the gravesite of Clavicus Kyle, dug up the grave, and we found out that he's gone. His body's not there.
Gone.
There is some truth. Maybe his Carter's dream wasn't just a dream. Maybe there's actually something to it. And
we did see the rune that was there in the bottom as well. So
yeah,
I mean, that kind of gives you the, oh man,
foreboding.
Maybe this bad spirit that had been talking to Clavicus has maybe kidnapped his body, or maybe he's like the Walking Dead. Like, we don't know what's going on with Clavicus right now.
Maybe he, when he signed that contract, he didn't read the fine print to see what would happen after he died. But
you gotta read the fine print. Why do people not read the fine print?
Who just clicks accept all terms and conditions, just scrolls down, and who does that? Of course you gotta read all the terms and conditions.
You never know. You
never know who you're selling your soul to when you hit accept. But yeah, because what was it? Carter touched it, and he heard Clavicus say, I'll see you soon. But then Lennox touched it, because Lennox recognized something about it, and the Lennox heard a great roaring of a beast, which I have some theories on what that is. I think we actually discussed those theories. I forgot we went, because after that, Severin had a panic attack. Drogo's being the stone wall he is, breaking out inside, but outside keeping it together. Carter obviously just being like, what the fuck? Lennox is just like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I mean, what is Drogo's thinking through a lot of these moments of,
Yeah, I mean, Dragos is in this kind of, I don't know, let's call it confusion, because you know, Dragos really liked Clavicus, so part of him kind of wishes that Clavicus is going to come back, or we might be able to see him again. But then there's that uneasy darkness that is felt as well, especially with that rune. I
yeah.
mean, seeing the rune and seeing how Carter reacted to it and how Lennox reacted to it, Drogus kind of has this uneasy feeling about him, about what this might not be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, like something I want to point out is you notice in one stream, Carter and Severin are very much verbal and they show their emotion, how they're dealing with trauma of losing someone in the group. But Drogo's is very much like he kind of, but really keeps it together. I mean, really, I think we talked about how is Drogo's actually dealing with after these few, it's been a couple days now since the death of Clavicus. How is he holding up through all this?
He's kind of having this this inside emotion. Like Drogo's deals with things by trying to help others. Like that's his ultimate goal in life, is to be there and to help others. And so, he's been there a lot for Carter with
Yeah.
how Carter's been dealing with it, and
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of rubbed shoulders a little bit with Severin and how Severin's been dealing with it, even though he wants to help Severin, but I don't know. He just there's something about the way that Severin's been dealing with it that is just kind of rubbing Drogos a little the wrong way, and we've kind of seen that a little bit in some of our past episodes where Drogos has kind of lashed out a little bit at Severin, but on a personal level, Drogos is really just wanting to, like, he kind of internalizes stuff and kind of compartmentalizing, y'all, that's a hard word, compartmentalizing what his feelings. It's almost like if he doesn't address them, they're not there.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody knows how that ends up working out in the end. So we'll end up maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. Yeah. Yeah, for those that don't know, when he's talking about Severin, so Severin has turned to, I mean, basically magical D&D marijuana. That's what he's turned to. A hallucinogenic,
very laissez-faire. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
And yeah, it's just, I know I can speak for Lennox's point of view. Lennox is not approve of things like that. He tries not to judge others, but he's very much like, I don't like things that can cloud the mind judgment. Seems like Drogo's also kind of, well, I mean, Drogo's drinks, but Constance doesn't like the idea that he's drowning himself in his sorrows with doing that. I don't know. We'll see. It looks like as time has moved on, Severin has slowly pushed past that. Like he's now not doing that. He has some other things now that he's been telling us that he's been dealing with. We'll get into that. But yeah, so after that, after the funeral, after dealing with the mark, yeah, we went and discussed with Arathor and Inkrot about it, and that's where the theories came out that Lennox believes this too, that what we might be dealing with in the Shadowfell is called a Shadow Dragon, which are dragons that inhabit the Shadowfell, different from the dragons that are normal in just from the Great Roar of the Beast. And Inkrot was very, very concerned when we brought this up. He was very much like, this is a horrible thing. Instead, he's gonna do some more and that's where it led us to Arathor sending us to Saul Manor because they spotted a group out there. I really thought his sister was gonna come, Severin's sister was gonna come with us, but she didn't. So I guess they didn't want to kill all the Sauls.
All this is happening off screen, but it seems like she's really gotten in with the order in our absence, and kind of making her way, like making a name for herself, which is good to see.
Yeah, well, and one thing, I guess I forgot it, or maybe I didn't pick up on it, but I didn't realize to discuss a little more. She's adopted. She's not actually blood related to any of the Sauls. She just has it by name through legal. So it's very I don't know. I feel like me as the player feels like that's gonna play into something later on because you have this man who's turned all his kids into demons except for two of them, one being Severin, one being an adopted daughter. So I don't know, something to Severin's blood that we don't know that like has maybe a connection to doing shit like that he doesn't
And
realize
she
himself.
was when we went and rescued her, she was the only one of the three sisters. I believe all three of the sisters were there that didn't
Mm,
get turned all in that one
hmm
swoop.
Yeah, back in that cave where they got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So it's interesting. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe we're just reading into it, but I like to think that there's always like a meaning behind something. So part of me kind of feels like that's gonna lead to something later on, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, then we made our way to the Saul Manor, and nothing really proactive happened. We just discussed, shared our thoughts on what was going to happen, and then we made our way there, where we found out from some helpful crows who were just hungry for some bread that a group of people had walked in and they'd been there for a week, basically been a week, and no one has came out of this manor. Um, so we decided to trudge our way in. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I knew the Sauls, like Severin was like, oh, we worship Kellenborg, and I was like, maybe it'll be kind of spooky, but it looks like his manor is a lot more like it actually is like the haunted mansion from Disney World, like to a T.
Absolutely.
Um,
Once you go in, you can't go out.
I
You've
was
got all these
expecting,
things lurking around.
yeah, I was expecting like I don't know what I was expecting. I think Lennox was ready for um just the undead to be just a desecrated place. Like I think Lennox is just like this place is awful. I don't know what was Drogo's thinking as what was he expecting when we were going to Severin's childhood home. God, I can't even speak.
Yeah, I think Drogus really didn't know what to think of it because we have every time we've heard from Severin about his house, it's he had all these servants and it was this nice like beautiful house, or like, at least that's the way that he's painted it.
Hmm.
Whether or not it has been that way in the past, we really
Hmm.
don't know. But we get there and it's not quite what it seems like. It's still a very majestic house, but obviously, like you said, it's kind of got a big spooky vibe both inside and out. Even when
Yeah.
you get there, you're kind of like, oh, hey, this is this is that kind of place.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and also as we have ventured deeper into this home, um I feel like we're more and more. This was a place of. I think we always knew he kind of a rocky relationship with his family, like it's definitely with his dad, but it seems like even more so. Like it looks like this. There's a lot of trauma that happened to Severin inside this home. Um, so part of me is kind of curious as to like where, because we know that his dad is possessed by a demon. So part of me's kind of curious of when his dad was his dad and when did the demon take over. Maybe this has been maybe his dad's been possessed this entire time, or maybe his dad is just a piece of shit and got what he deserved of being possessed by a demon. I don't know. I like to think, I don't know, because part of me, Lennox is concerned for Severn because he's just so gun-ho, like, yeah, we're just gonna kill my dad. And it's like, wow, you just want to murder your father, like, are you sure that's what you want? And he's like, yeah. So I don't know. I know real life that if my father was just possessed by a demon, I would try to find a way to save him, not just like let's just kill him. It's fine. I don't know. Do you think Severin really is going to be okay with us just murdering his father, or is he gonna change his mind at some point and be like, we can try to save him?
I mean, I could see it going a number of different ways. Like I could see him trying to barter, um, either with us or with his dad. Trying to save things one way or the other.
Yeah. I guess a better question is if there is an option that there actually is an option to save his dad from being a demon. Do you think Severin will take it, or will he just kill his dad no matter what? He's like, nah, done with you.
I think it depends on what the option is.
Yeah.
What is he going to have to give up, or what is going to have to happen for this? Is it going to be some kind of crazy trade?
Hmm.
And if it's a trade, if it's say it's one of us that he's like started to build this relationship, would he choose us versus his dad? Like you mentioned the Rocky Pass, like you just there's no telling
There's no
how this is
telling.
gonna go.
Yeah, and there's so much more that we haven't discovered. The Fang, from what we've seen, this map is massive that he has made. So there's
Yep.
a lot to it. I mean, just go ahead.
As I said, we really haven't even explored that much of the mansion when you really
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, like literally, we made like one flight of stairs, and immediately we're greeted by ghouls and skeletons and banshees. Which that was already almost hard in itself. That banshee literally took down 3 of us. Thank God Severin actually did prepare some healing spells.
Wait. Severin healed somebody?
He healed. He healed 3 people.
Severin doesn't heal people.
Like thank God for that.
Yeah.
But I would say this the manor has been even more so of a nightmare because of outside forces with the with the stream loot cards. Not only do we have to fight that, we had to fight 2 flail snails. Barrage of damage.
Back to back.
Lunix is now 3 inches shorter. Not that bad. But now he's 10 years older. Lunix was already 56 years old. Now he's 66 years old. Lunix is an old man. Leonin age just like humans. Like 80 to 100 is their max lifespan. So he is old. Like 56, he was already pushing
right there
it.
on the edge of it.
Like literally, he was already pushing it at 56. Now he's kind of like, so I mean, that's something that me as the player as Lunix has to take in consideration. Like he's an old man. He's not gonna be able to move around slightly. That's the whole reason why he was like in the back, like I can use my magic to help because I physically can't help anymore. But now it's like, man,
now you really
walker. Can't. Now you guys need to find a retirement home for him. Gotta put him away somewhere like in Florida.
Get you a nice big stick to carry around.
Big stick to carry around.
To move like Gandalf.
He has a staff. He just never uses it. Uses it.
Now you will. Now you got a reason for
Do you do something with that staff? No, it's just a walking stick. I have to get around. But the worst part of all that, which I'm hoping we'll see, this is kind of outside the story. There was a magic surge that caused magic missile that destroyed a book that we needed for the story. I'm hoping that gets retracted. This is just me as Neff saying this. Because I'm like, no, please. It was so unfortunate.
We were given a little insight into what was coming and what the book was needed for. So I agree. I hope that there's a way around it and we can get that book back.
Hopefully,
or at least understand what was in the book.
Else. Yeah. But something we did learn. This is the most important thing we learned. We learned that Severin has a weird affiliation with flail snails. It became very noticeable and mentionable the entire fight with the flail snails. Kind of concerning. Might be more some counseling that he needs because obviously this was an outlet for whatever happened in his family home. But yeah, but really after that was it. Not much happened. We really just got into the manor and that was it. We just have barely made our way through. We know that somewhere we're nowhere near where his father is. His father is somewhere. We don't know what happened to the other people he came here with. We know the ghouls and skeletons and the banshees were his servants when he lived there.
We thought his father was going to be in the tower, and then we got to the tower, and obviously that was not the case. So
yeah,
now we're like, all right, I guess we're just going to explore this entire manor and just hope we can find him somewhere in here.
Hopefully. Gosh, I wonder how much. I don't know. What do you think? What are your predictions? What do you think we're gonna find when we find his father in this manor? What do you think we're gonna find?
I feel like it's gonna tie back where we're gonna have all these cultists, and then we're gonna have his father. But I feel like we're gonna have to fight some kind of like demon monster.
Yeah.
If not one, then 2. Like I feel like it's about to go down.
I feel like this fight is gonna be what determines for Kellenborg, because we gotta remember the whole point is that I guess the demon possessing his father. I think it's demon possessing. Maybe not. Maybe it's a bigger demon, but I think it's demon possessing his father wants to become what Kellenvor is now. He wants to take over his
he wants
position
to
as a
usurp
god.
the throne of
Yeah.
Kellenvor, basically.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be the fight that determines that. I think it's going to be some wild shit. Hopefully we're ready for it. I mean, hopefully you guys can carry an old lion around so he can still help with some shit, because it's about to. I think you're right. I think it's about to go down. I think it's gonna be the biggest fight we've had so far, bigger than the fish god that killed Clavicus. Which is so crazy. It's so back to back. We literally fought the fish god. Clavicus died, and if you think about it, in game time, it's only been like, I think now 5 days since. It's not even a week yet since Clavicus was buried.
So basically, while we were burying Clavicus, these people entered the manor.
In that time, yep. In the time we were fighting that fish guys, when they made their way to the manor, entered in. Why they did it, we don't know. That's the other thing too. Why did they come here? Why do they need to be back at Severn's home, where obviously people saw them because we got reported back to us?
There's got to be some kind of big ritual room hidden somewhere in the manor.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think they want Severn to be there, because think about it. Why not be sneaky? Why not be stealthy? But why just openly travel to this manor where everyone can see you, and it gets reported back? I think they're expecting Severn to come back. I think that's what it is. I think his dad needs him there. Maybe he's like the final vessel for some shit or whatever. Like, I don't know.
What if Severn ends up taking over as Kellenvor?
Oh shit.
Ooh.
That's screwed. Then we're done. He's just gonna be moody all the time,
and just flaunt the fact that he's a god.
Yeah, all the time.
I'm a god. I can do
what
I want.
I don't do that. I'm a god. Well, no. Maybe Carter will kick his ass then.
Could be fun.
You're a god. I kill you now. Man. Well, is there anything else you would like to add? I'm trying to think what else, but really that was it.
No, we still have a flail snail waiting for us once we finish all this.
My God, I
as
forgot
well.
about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Maybe we'll luckily all just die before we have to fight it. I think Lennox is okay with it. Lennox like, just kill me. I don't want to fight the flail snail outside.
Just or total player death, and we start over with different characters in another place and don't have to worry about
campaign. Oh God. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. Thank everyone at home for watching. We can't wait to see you on Wednesday, and may the dice forever roll in your favor. See you guys.
But through it all, it's a family. But can they stop evil from spreading? Soldiering on in sorrow and fun. Oh, this is Crit Force 1.